please welcome on stage, Brooke.
Alright, so preface, typically I figure out which other kids in a class have ADHD. And I didn't know Beck did because I've never had a class with Beck. So I'm so sorry if this seems like blatant plagiarism. Yeah. Okay, see me in court. Okay, so I have ADHD, and you guys are probably like, yeah, you mentioned that about 20 times per minute. We know. So I learned when I was about 6. A school psychologist told me, and so I took that information and I completely forgot it. In my head, it was just the Me Channel theme and then like a butterfly flying over a field. So in 4th grade, my extremely delayed reaction kicked in. So I was in the car with my mom, and I just turned to her and was like, Mom, how come in class, instead of paying attention to what I'm supposed to, I just think about space? And she just looked at me like, why did you think you were taking Adderall fun? and so skipping all the way to 8th grade, after like 8 or so years in the public school system, I don't really know how accurate that is. I spent most of my math classes reading under my desk and thinking about space. So I decided to venture elsewhere outside of the public school system. Valley Christian Middle School. Valley Christian was a great place for kids with ADHD. The only downside was that all of the kids were horrible. Okay, I got a little lost there. All right, so I didn't really have many friends in middle school. You guys are like, oh honey, we can tell. But that is okay. I had my own little group of friends on the bus I took home. We were like the diverse cast of a family-friendly sitcom that would get canceled after one season. So my bus driver was named Lupe, and every day before I would leave the bus, she would stop me and she'd go, Brooke, it is your destiny. You will marry someone else on this bus. To which I would respond, cool, and then just like leave as fast as I could. So the next kid was Kezia. Kezia had seen every TV show ever. She was only 10. Then there was Jane. Jane's house had burnt down in mysterious circumstances, and we could never get her to tell us why. We only knew that her house was just gone. She also was really interested in famous murder cases, and so she took it upon herself to be our cool, emotionally distant aunt. It was kind of nice. The next kid was Sam, and Sam would fall in love with any kid, like any girl who would ever talk to any. I went to Jamba Juice with him, and the cashier was this 17-year-old, and she was like, order for Sam, and he was like, it was interesting being friends with him. But then the last group of kids on the bus were the kids at the back of the bus. The kids on the back of the bus were just, ugh is the best way I can describe it, honestly. So see, here's the thing about high schoolers, we are the most bearable when we know that we are not cool. In 10 years, I will regret everything I'm doing. That's part of life. These kids believed they were at their peak, the pinnacle of their existence. Yeah, so it was kind of horrible being trapped in a school bus with them. They were the first people that ever catcalled me, and it was kind of really scary to have to be on a bus with them. But after I had to spend time with them, something shifted in me. My afternoons would no longer be spent at sketchy bus stops hiding from people. I needed to be brave, to be bold. I needed to strike fear into the hearts of men. So let's set the scene a little bit. This was who I was in 8th grade. I was about 5 feet tall, and it was 2015, so everyone was like, I must remove anything that could hint at a wave in my hair. But I didn't own a straightener, and I wanted to be like other kids, so every morning I would brush my hair until I looked like a cross between Hagrid and a woman named Karen who wants to know if there's a manager she can speak to about that. I was old enough to have boobs, but not old enough to know that maybe a bra might be a good idea. I wore little tabby cat earrings. I have them on today. I found them, fished them out from the abyss I threw them in. And I wore flare jeans every day. These weren't the, wow, are those vintage? She's so quirky kind of flare jeans. I looked like a horse girl. So with that extremely embarrassing description of me and mine, I would get off the bus every morning and I would listen to the Avengers theme, so I'd be empowered and stuff. I would just be turn to the bus driver, thank you, have a nice day. I would talk like that. I don't know why. So I'd walk around looking like that Arthur meme and then scowling at stuff. So I was like, can't show fear, can't show weakness, gotta be cool. But even though I left that phase behind, I'm a lot more confident now because of that. And now I'm up here doing
Humorous influences.
So I am legally obligated to say John Mulaney. Yeah, John Mulaney, of course, and then Chelsea Peretti. Do any of you guys watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Yeah.
She's Gina Linetti,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I love her so much. She wrote my favorite season of Parks and Rec, and her stand-up stuff is really funny, just because she doesn't try to hide how awkward she is. She just kind of gets up there and does it, and it's kind of uncomfortable, but it's really funny. Yeah. So,
Alright.
yeah.
I really liked your Karen manager joke. that hit home pretty well.
I love your energy. I just, you're kind of so, the way you enunciate everything and just kind of really helps with your jokes, and I don't know, I feel like I'm spending the day with my hippie aunt, and that's a good thing. I love it.
Cute. Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
John.
I liked your use of self-deprecating humor. I thought that was really funny. And a great way to look back and laugh about that.
Will and then Robin.
I like the context of what you described yourself as at that age versus what we're looking at now, because you were and right now you're just yes, I'm here with my flower shows, enjoy life.
I know you've always had a good sense of humor, but over the last 2 years, just to see it emerge more and more and have you express it more openly has been really refreshing. I've loved to see that. And so this was a great performance, just kind of cap that off. Keep it up. But this was a great moment for you. And I just want to also say, this is a subtle thing, but when you actually had a heckler moment, technically, in the beginning, and you dealt with the heckler in a very graceful way, right? So that was showing that you're that sort of improvisational style, and you're very much on the ball and interfacing with your audience. And real comedians have to do that. So.
Robin.
I really loved how you had a story arc and how you went through different experiences, but it was all very fluid. And middle school and moving schools and things like that were all very relatable, and so I think that added to how we got those stories.
Okay, other questions or comments? Thank you, Brooke.
Yeah.